Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Donna. Today's video is just a quick little video on how I store and organize my stamp and die sets. Not everybody will do them the same way as I do, but I'm hoping maybe this will give you an idea for yours. It's also going to show you a sneak peek of a few of the stamp sets that I got during our pre-order for the new 2020 annual catalog. So here we go. Okay, so these are the stamps that I got from the pre-order. So these stamps are going to be in the new 2021 annual catalog starting on June 3rd. For demonstrators, they're able to purchase some items before the catalog launches in order to give us a chance to view them and to plan our classes and all the other stuff that goes along with it. I organize my stamps, my dies in a certain way. It's a little bit different than some people. Some people prefer just to keep them separate like this. You can tell I've already used this one where the stamps are loose and then your dies are separate. I'm going to do something a little different with mine, or I always have. It's easier for me to show you what I did. I did do them with these ones already, and then we'll go through those in a minute. What I do is I take a sheet of 5x7 cardstock and I take the stamps completely off. And I'm going to arrange them on this sheet. Now, these should fit because it's the same sheet. Generally, I find that when I put them on, they actually seem to take up more room because I like them spread out a little bit. And again, I'm going downwards because I have to have the image is going to be stamped on here. And then I'm going to pick it up by the lid of my Stamparatus. When using the Stamparatus, I find it's easier to put one of the cases behind there, just for when you're putting your ink on. That way you're getting the pressure that you need. Just going to be stamping it with Memento Tuxedo Black. And by using my Stamparatus, well, one, it's just easier because I want them all stamped at once. And two, if it doesn't stamp properly, I can do it again. And this being a brand new stamp set, it is possible that it didn't take the ink in all the spots. Okay. I'm going to take this over to my printer. I'm going to scan it as an image, not as a PDF, as an image, and then upload it to my computer, and I'm going to edit it with Paint 3D, I believe it's called. All I'm simply going to do in there is hit the canvas button and just tell it to flip it. So it's just going to flip the design. It's not going to rotate it, it's actually going to flip the design. Because if I were to slide this into the back of this where it's going to be slid in the back. These stamps are actually going to be in the upside down. They're not going to fit properly. Like for instance, let's take this thank you. When I want to put it this way, it would be upside down. So if I put it this way, like you see what I mean? The T is on the wrong way. It would be backwards because of the way I'm stamping. If I wanted to do it this way, but you wouldn't normally put that side on it. Hope I'm making sense. So I'm just going to take this to my printer, scan it to my computer as a picture, not as a PDF. Go into 3D Paint and simply rotate it, print it off, and then cut it back down to 5x7 because I'm just going to print it off on typing paper. Okay, and I'll be right back. I have the two pieces, and the second one has been flipped. This is the original, and this is the one that has been flipped. And you can see, like, you can see the thank you, where the thank you is upside down or backwards or mirrored or whatever you want to call it. And that one I'm going to slide right into the back of this. Okay. These ones I should wash off. And then now I can simply place them on top and they will match up now. Basically what I did was I took the little tiny backing sheet that they give you, like this here, and I recreated it on a sheet of paper. I don't know if you could photocopy that. I'm thinking it would be difficult, but this way, by doing it the way I'm doing it, I got a bigger piece and then I know I can see it through. I can slide it in the back and I know I'm going to see it through. So now all the words, everything match up perfectly with the stamp itself. And now when I'm working on something, I can tell that if I'm missing the stamp or if I didn't put it away, because there'll be an empty spot. Again, I don't like my stamps on the sheet just roaming around loose. I like them actually stuck on my case. It doesn't honestly take all that long, like literally a few minutes. As long as you have a printer that can scan, you're good. Okay, so that's in there. Now with this one, I just stick it in the back so I have it. You never know what I might need that for. And then the one that I stamped out, my original thought was I could label what it is and then keep them in like a file folder or one of those 5x7 photo binder things. I have one of those. Or I can just punch a hole in them and that could be like an inventory. I know a lot of people like their inventories. I haven't done it with my stamps. But for now, I'm just putting mine back there. And there they are there. Now for this one, I have my dies as well. This one actually came with 2 dies. So they were not going to fit on one piece of magnet. So what I do, let me move this out of the way. Stamparatus won't need it. So these are the magnet sheets I'm using. I know some people use like the covers for your furnace, the vent sheets. I found that our local hardware store is more expensive than buying them just from here. I know I think maybe on Amazon you might be able to get them cheaper, but I just got them at the dollar store. These are not the ones from our Dollarama. These are from another dollar store. I found the ones from Dollarama. The magnet wasn't strong enough. I just found that my magnets kept coming off and it was annoying. Plus these ones are exactly 5 inches wide. They are 8 inches long though, so I do have to cut them down to 7 inches. Now, I would not use my Stampin' Up paper trimmer. I think you will just kill the blade too fast. Actually, I know you would. So I have a heavy duty cutter that I'm going to use to cut these. You could maybe use a ruler and a craft knife. I've never tried that though. Okay, so there's the 2 pieces cut down. Now normally what I would do, normally there's only one that I would need. I would take this off, the backing off, but eventually this sticky stuff will give way and it's not going to stick that well. Again, if you're wanting to resell them, you want to sell them exactly the way they are, then obviously you're not going to go through all this, but I like my stamps, my dies, especially the stamps and dies that actually coordinate with each other. Now Stampin' Up does have a habit of releasing some dies that are not really related to the stamp set, like the last Birds, I think it was called Birds and Blossoms. They came out with a stitch nested labels dies that coordinated with it, but they don't really match anything. They're labeled dies. So to me, I wouldn't put those in there. I wouldn't bother because 1, there was so many of them, and 2, they have nothing to do with the birds. Okay, just pushing that down there. take one of the die sets, I guess. And put them on there. However, now I have this other one that will go on this one, and it can sit in there nicely without a problem, but I'm thinking I'm going to want to back this on, stuck to the other one, back it onto something to make it a little tiny bit more sturdy. So I think I'll just back it onto a piece of cardstock, or I don't think I have anything else stronger, but this is a pretty heavy one, so we'll use it. I'm not worried about lining it up. I'm not going to be able to line it up. I'll just take my paper trimmer and trim off the cardstock around it. Just make sure that's down though. I'll also probably just use your scissors, which is probably what I'll do. Okay, so that one's cut down. I can now place these 3 dies on it. The other thing I've seen people do is actually put them on these magnets and just leave them in a bucket. But for me, as I said, as long as it coordinates, I'd rather have it with the stamp set. And this one definitely does. There's nothing, it wouldn't match, and this die would not match anything else. Now for the cover, this is the cover that came with the dies. I do normally keep them just in case, just to make sure I haven't lost anything from them. Might want to put that this way so they don't stick. And I just slide them in here, that in there. I actually sometimes, even if I cut out something extra, sometimes I'll even slide them in there if there's enough room. Now everything's in that little pouch, that little pocket. These I do not throw out. These are handy. Like, well, sometimes when I'm working on projects, I'll just use them, put my project stuff in them, especially when there's no labels on them. I also am a knitter, so I use these sometimes for my circular knitting needles. Okay, so here are the other ones I already did, and just so you can have a peek at some of the new stuff that's coming out in the new catalog. This is the Celebrate Sunflowers. It is gorgeous. You're already going to see it on Pinterest. I haven't done anything with it yet, but again, I have my dies stuck there, my stamps, so that when I remove a stamp, I know if it's missing or not. And it's in the right, it's going in the right way. It's not backwards or anything. So that was the Celebrate Sunflowers. That was the Blossoms and Blooms, was the one we just did. Birds and Branches. This one is just gorgeous. I can't wait to be able to try it. And this is the same thing. I stamped it all out, so I have the pictures going the right way, so that when I can tell that one's missing. And then the dies all fit on there. And then Jar of Flowers. There is no die for this one, but there is a punch. It's over in my other area, but there is a punch. But this is the first time I've seen them do this, where I guess there were so many stamps that it didn't fit on one sheet, so they put them on 2, but they actually included the picture not on the plastic, but rather on the inside cover. And I thought that was pretty cool, because I like it that way better myself. That actually, you know, takes a step away from me. However, if they had decided to include dies with this, then I would have had a bit of a problem, because I wouldn't have been able to include them there. But same with this side, they have the other 6 were already printed on the cover, or on the paper, and you can see through it. So there you go. That's how I do my stamps. As I say, I don't inventory them myself. I don't know. I think it's just because it seems like that seems like a lot of work. And generally, the stamps I really like, I get, and I usually don't forget that I haven't gotten them. So there's a quick preview of the first 4 stamps of the new catalog and the dies. And I think that's it for tonight.
Please subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified each time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.